Hi, hey, thank you very much for having me and letting me join. This is about the MandelBOT project, so I'll jump right into it. MandelBOT was started in 2012. It's a kind of collectively run project, like all volunteer, open source hardware project. We're kind of spread out all over the place. And it started off as a project, which is a design philosophy. The whole idea was to basically create parametrically designed and programmatically creatable machines. So kind of like universal machines. Virginia Mandias approached me a while ago and suggested this idea that kind of creating an application that could spit out any 3D printer of any size, so it's scalable, and so that's kind of where we started, and decided to keep everything open source. Wanted everything to be easy to assemble, have a low part count, low power consumption, be ecologically minded, portable and easy to transport. Have easily swappable print heads. So the idea is to have 3D printers that are additive, but also subtractive, ones that can print with molten plastic materials like PLA, which is bioplastic, or print with food, which I'll show you in a second. We're inspired by the RepRap project, which is, it was a project that was created at the University of Bath in England as a kind of an engineering project to, to figure out if people could make a 3D printer using off-the-shelf parts, and so basically they made an XYZ gantry with a hot glue gun on it, and that wound up inspiring all of the 3D printers that are seen since then. 3D printing had been around for quite a while. Actually, the first time I'd seen a 3D printer was in 2004 at Hope. Maybe it was 2006. But what wound up happening is that a lot of the patents that were involved with 3D printing expired, and that kind of led to the whole revolution of makers using them, and RepRap played a very big role in this. So one of the big features of the printer is low power consumption and portability. Our whole goal was to make a bicycle-powered 3D food printer that can print food, almond paste, during a performance that I do called the Groucho Fractal show, and wound up succeeding by combining batteries and supercapacitors together. You can see in the middle is the latest version that was created, and then on the right is my design partner on this version, Lucian Chapar, on the glasses, and that is the goo extruder, which is an extruder that extrudes goo, and there's a little pile of goo there on the print plate. Okay, so the next phase that we're working on is 3D printed ecotecture and construction. So I've been spending a bit of time with a project called WASP, which is a kind of industrial 3D printer company based in Italy. And on the right, you actually see one of their 3D printed buildings. This building is actually called Gaia. Right on the left is a prototype for a project called Tekla, which they're currently trying to build they're trying to build 3D printed buildings with no support structures inside. And they're using natural material, and so they're using a combination of clay, sand, and rice hulls. You can also use straw, and you can use hempcrete. So our intention is to start experimenting in this way. So this is the thing that we've been working on. Clarke and myself have been working on this for the past couple of years. It's called the MandelBOT Hab. This is the MandelBOT Hab 1. And it's basically a Cartesian gantry with a print head on it that will print using cementitious materials. So the way that the project is going to advance in the future is that we're going to put the plans out for this printer and start building a community around architecture and ecotecture, collaboration and horizontal governance. Also, we're going to work on getting together a materials science collaborative workshop in order to come up with materials that are open source and printable in the MandelBOT hab. We're also going to try to do it with low power consumption as possible to have autonomous energy systems. So let's say that we're going to have the printer out in the bush and there is an ample power supply close by, or you just kind of want to be free from the electrical grid. And finally, we have this idea about having horizontal ownership and a schema for cooperative ownership using distributed ledgers and blockchains and that type of thing. So we're working on all of this, and you'll be able to find all the information at MandelBOT.io. That's not Mandelbrot, but MandelBOT.io. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. My name is Scott Beibin, and I wanted to thank Hope very much for hosting me. Hope has been the reason why I've gotten into so many of the different things that I've gotten into, whether it's 3D printing and brain computer interface and all other types of weird hardware projects, cultural stuff. It's been a pleasure organizing the film festivals for Hope, and I just wanted to thank you guys again for doing a fantastic job. And yeah, thanks so much, Greg. And thank you, folks. If you have any questions, you can hook me in the Riot chat.
Fantastic. Hey, thanks, Scott. And that was right on time. I appreciate you getting in under the wire there. So that is the end of Lightning Talks round 2. We have had 2 rounds of Lightning Talks. I would say that this one was smoother. Once again, learning a whole lot about Zoom interactively in our meetings here. And we really, really hope, I say this on the record, we really, really hope that we won't be using Zoom next time, or maybe Zoom will improve their situation a little bit, but it's been the right choice of technology. To find out more about our choice of technology, how the rest of the conference went, some closing remarks, all kinds of cool stuff, some of the inside information, tune in for the closing ceremonies tonight. That is the How We Did It session, and you can find it here on the live stream. That's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And most interesting, we're also going to invite everybody into a big blue button room. We're going to see how that works out. So we're done with Lightning Talks. Check back on the live stream momentarily. We're going to hear about ZBay fighting Bang and the quest for peer-to-peer messaging app that just works with Holmes, Wilson at the top of the next hour. So